Tonight, crews have now recovered all three of the black boxes from that deadly midair crash between a passenger plane and a military Black Hawk near Washington, D.C. And we just got an update tonight from federal investigators. They're now saying that air traffic control personnel are now being interviewed. That's expected to take several days. We're also told all witnesses are cooperating. This investigation has so many moving parts. Barges are now on the way to assist with the salvage operations. And according to the NTSB, there are two distinct debris fields, plus, of course, the sensitive task of recovering the people presumed dead. At this hour, crews have found at least 41 of the 67 bodies from the collision site. And now investigators are focused on getting answers.
The NTSB is an independent bipartisan board. 58 years as the gold standard. Our job is to find the facts, but more importantly, our job is to make sure this tragedy doesn't happen again, regardless of what anyone may be saying. Our investigators never want to see this happen again.
NTSB leaders tonight are saying it's going to take time for changes that could come as a result of this horrific crash. Any recommendations won't come until after the agency's report is finished. And tonight at 11, a Hoosier is on the ground near the site of that midair crash, giving peace to those families of the victims. Our Logan Gay joins me live in studio tonight. She's got the important role that she's playing in the aftermath of this collision. Logan?
Yes, Scott, Lieutenant Colonel Jennifer Ruth Green was already on military orders in Washington, D.C. when the plane crash happened. Right now, she's working as a ground incident commander to handle things at the marina by the Potomac. Although she's seen and done a lot already in her military career, she says this is a first.
Crews have been working tirelessly to collect debris and the remains of the last few people missing from the plane crash over at the Potomac. Lieutenant Colonel Jennifer Ruth Green is one of them. Her military career has taken her on missions all over the world, but she says she's never had one like this.
I think a mass casualty event is hopefully a never in a lifetime responsibility, but this is a responsibility that we walked into, and you have to just get up and you just have to do it. So there's nothing that can prepare you.
Prepare you for when you find what you're looking for.
Items that help you understand someone's age, someone's limited age, and perhaps the thought process that inside this bag is everything that this person thought they would need while they were leaving their protected space. Now there's nowhere to go.
She says their only responsibility is to honor the victims and their families with dignity.
And we gave dignity to their items, their remains, and it was a very sober feeling. It wasn't just trash to put in a bag. It was somebody's life.
As a member of the military, she's trained to remain calm, cool, and collected under stressful situations. But she says they do have mixed emotions.
You feel humbled by the responsibility to honor these families, but then you also feel the sadness.
But at the center of their role is service. And even though the victims never made it home, she wants their loved ones to know they're being handled with care.
It was our job to honor them, and I wanted them to know that it was not lost on us that their family member mattered. We will never know who they are. We will never know whose items we were looking at. We will never know them. But even after, I just wanted them to know that we cared.
But she says no matter what, they'll never lose sight of the mission.
It was a sober time. It will continue to remain a sober time. And no matter what happens around us, we are professionals who felt and feel, and we didn't take for granted the humanity of this task.
Green, along with her team, will be in place running 24-hour operations as long as their assistance is required.
Logan, thanks so much. And tonight we're seeing new memorials and tributes to the victims of this crash. One of the people killed was Asra Hussein, an IU grad from Carmel. Tonight, we're hearing from a professor that she knew during her time in Bloomington. Paul Helmke met Asra back in 2016 through IU Civic Leaders. This is a group of undergrads interested in civic engagement and public affairs.
You know, she's the sort of person that could have done so much more through the rest of her life. So it's a loss for all of us.
Asra Hussein was just 26. Her family told us she was living in D.C. and traveled out to Wichita for work. She graduated from Carmel High School back in 2016. School district leaders sent us a statement sharing Asra was a cherished student and friend, leaving a lasting impact on those who knew her. Our coverage of this mid-air collision near Washington continues online. There you can read more about the lives lost and find any breaking developments in this ongoing investigation, all posted for you right now over on WTHR.com. And now to Philadelphia tonight, where an air ambulance with 6 people on board crashed into the northeast side of the city. That plane went down around 8:30 this evening near a mall about 3 miles from the airport in Philly. NBC News reports that Jet Rescue Air Ambulance, a company that operates the aircraft, could not confirm any survivors. Company leaders say 2 pilots, a doctor, a paramedic, a pediatric patient, and the patient's escort were on board. The plane was en route from Philadelphia to Springfield Branson National Airport in Missouri.
I was in shock. I'm still in shock. Like, this is insane. Why can this happen? And before that, to be honest, in my mind, I thought, like, what if the rocket would, because I'm from Ukraine, right? And there's war. There's always rockets coming in and stuff like that. And then I see, things flying. Like, no way, the war started again? You know, and you say, you never know.
Right now, the FAA and NTSB are investigating the cause of this crash, and we're working to learn if there were any injuries to the people who were on the ground. The mayor tonight says the total number of casualties is not clear yet, but she says several homes and vehicles were impacted. Angela?
Scott, we still had some showers around on this Friday night, but as you can see on radar, things are beginning to dry out as the rain is pushing out of central Indiana. Big view of the radar confirms that. Still may have some low clouds and drizzle the next couple of hours, then some patchy morning fog early tomorrow, upper 20s and low 30s early in the morning, some afternoon sunshine and low 40s. We go from low 40s to mid 50s by the end of the weekend.
Here's a look at the other stories making headlines right now. Investigators just identified the man who was shot and killed this week by a Pendleton police officer. State police say officers approached 33-year-old Blake Brown as he was walking along I-69 to make sure he was safe. But officers say Brown pulled a knife. Police say they used a taser first, but it was not effective. That's when a Pendleton officer fired one shot, killing Brown. Tonight, police here in Indianapolis are working to figure out who shot and killed a man on the west side. This happened around 1 this afternoon near 34th and Georgetown. We don't have any word yet on a possible suspect or motive. Tonight, 2 parents are charged with neglect linked to their daughter's death. Investigators determined 8-year-old Gwendolyn Cooksey had fentanyl in her system when she died. Police got the call to a home on Capitol last year. That's when they found the girl unresponsive. Both parents are due in court next week. Tonight, Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita is accused of lying to the Indiana Supreme Court Disciplinary Commission. The complaint stems from statements that Rokita made about a public reprimand he received in 2023. That reprimand was over comments that he made about an Indianapolis doctor who provided abortion services to a 10-year-old rape victim. During the initial case, Rokita accepted responsibility for misconduct, but this new complaint claims that shortly after, he released a public statement contradicting that admission. The YMCA is closing its Athenaeum location here in downtown Indy. Operations will shift over to the Ursay Family YMCA at Cityway. Athenaeum Foundation leaders say they're looking for ways to keep that space as a gym. Remember, you can find all of our latest local stories anytime on our 13 News app.